So we're here working on the Milano here, getting this new ARC unit sort of working. And I wanted to make sure bit by bit that everything was working before I decided to go and hook it to the car. Obviously, you don't want to just hook everything on there and assume that all my circuit design was actually correct. It's a pretty unwise thing to do and a good way to blow a lot of fuses. But anyway, so far we've got all the warning lights working. I wrote a basic program and had the Arduino plugged in and made sure that all worked. So we're good on that regards. All the warning lights are all good. The inputs for the lighting circuits are all good. So each of these current meters are putting out the correct voltage based on the lighting circuits all being plugged into them. So that is good. So the last thing I kind of wanted to do, other than, the alternator, that has that big resistor because the exciter for the alternator also runs through this thing as well. So I got that all working. And so the last thing I sort of wanted to do was see if my harebrained comparator, comparator op-amp inverter sort of deal here worked with the interior lighting. So I had this old Saab interior delay relay. Basically all this is, I think it's about 11 seconds. Basically, it's always hooked up to power, and when you trigger it, it's with the T. It triggers the system, and then once the trigger is removed, it delays before shutting off. It's just a basic 555 timer inside of that relay. Super basic sort of stuff. So I wanted to make sure that my harebrained circuit works, because these doors are like the opposite of every other car, of course. Most cars, the micro switches in the doors are open when the door is closed. So in other words, no current flows. Alpha, in their infinite wisdom, decided they were going to be the opposite, and they basically have the door switches contacted shut when the door is shut, contacts open when the door is open. So you have to invert all the signals and everything going to the relays to get it all working. So I have the car actually powered up right now, you can see, and I've got this door jammed shut. So we are going to do the acid test, and we are going to see if when I open the door, if the light turns on. So we're going to open the door. Yeah, it works. So that's awesome. That's awesome. So we're going to shut it, and we should be able to wait 11 seconds. Come on. Oh, yes, that's awesome. That works. That's fantastic. So I managed to get the signals from the car inverted with my little harebrained comparator circuit there. And all the resistors in there are like half a mega ohm. So even though there is a device always going to be sort of running, it's using incredibly high impedance. So we're talking like microamps of current to make this thing work. So super cool. We're going to get the rest of this all hooked up, and we're going to write the rest of the program to make this work. I think we are going to actually have a success here. Nice.